morning, Americans, good morning, Europeans, and good afternoon, Asians and Far East. I'm very excited to be here with you, and thank you for inviting me to speak about some my professional thoughts, mine, of course, the company that I'm running. As Josh said, my primary interest of business life is lubrication and lubrication management. That's why today we'll be talking about the lubrication in outsourcing mode. The short agenda, so introduction to Ecol for a while, lubrication as maintenance process, some findings, figures, examples, and some summary about the presentation. So we are the lubrication maintenance company doing these things mainly in outsourcing mode. So impacting the reliability of equipment in demanding customers. So improving performance, industrial plants, especially in power generation, chemical processing, and the heavy industries from the very beginning. The overall range activity is mainly lubrication management activities. And nowadays, in compliance with the ICML 55.1 standard, which I will speak about later a little bit, doing oil analysis. Just behind me, there is our lab, oil analysis laboratory, the live view. We do the specialized flushing services, cleaning and flushing services for big rotating equipment. And there's another presentation of Tomasz Klima today later on about it here in this outstanding summit. We do chemical services, chemical flushings, different applications for equipment, and else things related to lubrication and the reliability. We are official partner of Fluidec. Also, the thoughts that we share are aligned with the concept of smart solutions, smart lubrication things. We are more than 340 persons on board in our company, more than 50 engineers. We are a private family-owned company, almost 30 years of history of the enterprise. We are based in South Poland, in Central East Europe, and the projects that are the basis for the knowledge of share is more than 25 lubrication management projects ongoing. That's the map how we look like with the operations worldwide. So Europe, headquarters here in Poland, Ecol Industrial subsidiary in Czech Republic for the area of south of Poland, and lately a new enterprise in Florida in the United States of America. We are certified against most of international standards that are in place, both of this quality, TRIADA 9000, 14,000 and 45,000, but also different standards that are required for being industrial company, of course. The values that we share is being professional and really being fair to people, to environment, to customers, and doing smart things, how to make things smart. The background for my presentation is daily maintenance that we serve to our customers of more than 28,000 pieces of equipment. And the second part, the link into Industry 4.0, is that most of our customers and industry facilities tend to be more and more Industry 4.0 plants. Of course, that's a huge thing, and a separate discussion for sure, what is the Industry 4.0, but if we take a look at the map, the timeline, industrialization started, let's say, end of 1700 years, and nowadays, a couple of hundred years later, we are doing really outstanding things. So IoT, big data analysis, smart sensors, everything connected, linked. That's how we need to fit the lubrication needs as well. I have something with me, that's the old-fashioned lubricator. I don't know how old it is, probably maybe 50, maybe 70 years old. it's well done. It doesn't mean there was a lubrication at that time, and it still is, but the reality changed a little bit. So that's why I'm talking about the Industry 4.0, outlining that this is something new. So what is about? So increasing demand for reliability, less costs, more reliability, better productivity, risk management, of course, links between machinery, between sensors, between smart diagnostics, everything that makes the reality a little bit different. But the lubrication still remains as one of the most fundamental processes in industry. So question for today is how Industry 4.0 impacts the lubrication process. But also, the other question is how lubrication impacts the Industry 4.0. It's very specific connection. Our approach or our understanding is that we can transform industry through lubrication to Industry 4.0. It's a good example how we can tend to being modern. The background of the findings and figures is from our experience. We are here a list of the plans that we are doing the outsourcing for the lubrication service. Sometimes one may call it lubrication service outsourcing, total fluid management, no matter how it's called, but as you can see, it's 15 power plants from really huge power plants, like 1,000 mega blocks, coal-fired, steam, gas, CCGTs, combustion turbines, really many of them. I counted 10 gigawatt capacity of these plants so far in our service. Another big part of the business is chemical plants, oil and gas industries, a lot of fertilizing business, polyolefins production, and automotive factories. So based on that, I wanted to share with you that the pieces of equipment, single pieces of equipment, is more than 20,000 daily maintained by my company, doing daily maintenance tasks of different scale and different range that we'll take later. But the number of lubrication service points, so having something in common with maintenance of lubrication, is 65,000 that are served by 170 people every day. So we can imagine how big is the scale of problems and logistics and the engineering behind to do it well. Here is the spread or share of different equipment that we have. So you can see pumps 4,000, roller bearings 11,000 almost, motors, valve drives, actuators, etc., big numbers, which consume annually around 500, maybe 450 tons of lubricants. It's a big number. 300,000 lubrication tasks a year. Based on that, we have done a program of introduction to lubrication management to our customers. Of course, I'm not even speaking of overhauls that are related to lubrication, but if one say, if the lubrication is easy, I wouldn't think so. I mean, simple task may be easy, but managing that in a good way, that it gives you the added value and the ownership cost of the assets is less, is very, very tricky, especially now. When everything is downsized, it's more prone for less robust, more prone for failures. But anyway, problems with lubrication means failures. And it's not only in maintenance of just daily life of the plant. It starts in the erection phase, so build up, startups, and normal operation. That's strategic importance. We say no to lubrication practices that are bad, which impacts safety, impacts costs, of course, outages, profit losses. It's listed, some thoughts that I will not be reading, of course. You will have this presentation downloaded in the apps and record it, so you can go back for that. But anyway, the original problem in the lubrication is that there is no strategy. Sometimes plants have no strategy how to do the lubrication and what to do in this process. So if I should think of it now, if it's important, yes, of course, because lubrication is important. The ICML that I mentioned in the very beginning, so International Council for Machine Lubrication, created a standard which is aligned to ISO 55001 standard for the asset management, which lists 12 areas of lubrication aspects in the lubrication plan that has to be well maintained and well designed. Here they are. So skills, machine, lubricant, lubrication, tools, inspection, lubricant analysis, troubleshooting, waste management, energy, reclaiming, and the management. So all of that, having in mind that there are so big areas to cover, what would you do if you see such a plant, which is really huge, tremendous plant? You have a lot of areas, indoor, outdoor, big equipments, risky zones, outside, inside, thousands of equipment. So if you don't have a specific route how to approach, it's really difficult with the situation. What you can do, you can hire a consulting company that will help you. Maybe, of course, you can expert and have some own experience how to establish the lubrication plan and manage this by yourself. You can call such a company like Ecol, the service provider, that will do that turnkey somehow. So what is it? Basically the service that will cover all these 12 areas, but in the way that you can check it and you can verify if these areas somehow are fitting the master plan. So what we do is not only doing the job, but it's also doing it the way that we can prove it's done, and it has some measures, it has some quantification. So as I said, modern lubrication is an enabler to industry transformation. And how we do it? When we have RFQ proposal, we do some lubrication survey, discussion with the customer, what's the need. Of course, contracting the long-term agreement, long-term, not a week, not a month, rather years, with some options of extending. Plant asset listing, very thorough identification of the needs of each machinery, each single component of the machinery. Of course, you need a database. It's not a paper notebook. It's not even an Excel file spreadsheet, because it's not enough. You have the system that will manage all the data, will give you the access to some tools that will help you scheduling, help you recording things, sharing with others, combining with oil analysis results, etc., etc. So what we do, how we do it, we establish the lubrication department with the customer that has the manager, engineer, technicians, and we have the plan how to make it alike the other projects. Of course, every project is different, but the master plan and master route is aligned. That is why we can manage multiple projects from our engineering perspective, that they are really performing well. Which is important. We have these employees, many enough, that we can easily start up new projects. You have 170 of them, you can start multiple projects every time. This season we had a black swan everybody had, which is the COVID pandemic lockdown, and also it helped us to manage the process in a good way, because we had people many enough that even if we had lockdown in some plant, we could send them new people that were prepared to do that. What we do with the listing, of course, you have the very thorough walk down in the equipment and doing comparing between the paperwork and the needs, local needs. The software, we call it Smart Ecol System, which is the maintenance software. We do it by ourselves. We have the IT. This is very sensitive software because it relies the operation of the customers. So it's very thorough. I would compare it to the banking system. It's deeply connected to the system operation with the customer. The lubrication passports, lubrication documentation, which is not just a copy of technical cards from the equipment. We do it on purpose for each machinery there is a special card. Of course, everything is online in the system, but we have pictures, we have sampling ports, we have all the procedures designed to each component. That also takes time for the preparation of such things. The software then generates the schedules, generates us the tasks. What is specific about our approach is that we use the coding of the equipment. It used to be barcodes or QR codes. Now it's moved to the RFID technology. So it enabled us, the mobile employees, with the smartphones, let's say smartphones, systems which are remotely taken to the site and connecting with the points. So we can imprint the data directly on site, which helps us to do it without faults, but also quicker. We use the employee technology also in our lab with the tracking of samples, tracking of the traces, as you can see here. The takeover of the workshops, you need to design, of course, some tools, workshops, places for the operations, because sometimes there is none space where you can even store the equipment and loops. So this is also the part of the game. So the facilities that we are investing in. And of course, then you do the works. The teams have the scheduled operations, which are pre-scheduled, and we keep to that schedule. And of course, we have the unscheduled operations, which could be some tap-ups, or after some leakage, some water removal, this sort of things. We are daily incorporated in the maintenance of the plant. So talking daily with the customer, talking about the needs, about some problems, troubleshooting. So it's about inspections of new equipment that comes to site during the startups, after some repairs. We are responsible for the lubrication, so we like to be a part of the maintenance, also for the repairs and activities like that. So you can see some pictures that we ready for startup markings on the equipment. Cleaning of systems, some flushings, some bigger overhaul operations also is a part of the game. A lot of systems needs to improve. So automation of processes, greasing, making sampling, these things that are making life easier for the people perspective, but also give some better quality of works. Everybody from this conference knows this chart, so I would say the oil analysis and proactive diagnostics is very important. We do the big oil analysis programs. We have also, as I said, the lab just behind me and doing it here locally, also on site. So that's something that we find very important, but also we combine it with different technologies like temperature management, thermovision, ultrasound greasing, ultrasound leak detection, of course, vibration analysis, everything combined together in the platform that we have the data. We have also the online sensors, so water content, particle counts, some different sensors that are integrated in our system. In some cases, we have the time counters of the work hours. Of course, lube rooms, the warehouses of what you need is a part of the game, and this is also very standardized how we do it, and we have the plan about it. So running such a new project, sometimes it's weeks, it can be even months for a start, but anyway, everything is unified. Employees are skilled and they are standardized in the skills. We have knowledge of plant technology and best practices shared. So new customers are not the rabbits, some testing animals, but is saying that we are just experimenting on. No, we have the
Wojciech, this is fantastic, and I want to make sure that we have time to get to some of these questions.
I'm really to the end, George. Just a couple of slides, and I'm done.
Okay.
As you can see here, we believe that planning and schedule is something important. So that is why we do it thoroughly. We plan and we stick to the plan with the systems. the challenges for the customer if hiring lubrication company. Awareness what you need, what is your understanding of the project, opening for audits, and of course, how you buy it, the process of RFQ and bidding. And being aware that you are choosing someone who is daily with you. So it's very important maintenance plan. And for the service provider, is also somebody who just say, I was in the plant once. It's somebody who should be really understanding the needs of the plant, the customer understanding, big enough to invest in some stocks in the equipment, and having also best available technologies, understanding engineering behind it. So that all makes that if you introduce lubrication management and outsourcing well, for sure you will have reliability of equipment increase. You will have lower costs at the very end. You have the KPIs management, and probably you will have more time to take part in such a great events like virtual summits, not firefighting problems on site. So thank you everybody for attention, and we are there as a sponsor, as the booth, and at your disposal. Thank you very much.